Hi guys, welcome back to Modern Soul Review, and this has been so long time to talk about TV shows and dramas. I invited my beloved friend Jinho, and you've met before that when you talk about that Netflix series, a British drama.
Oh yeah, Bridgerton.
So we're talking about the famous Uyong-woo. Yeah, I was. Well, let me try that.
Yeah.
Oh my, you look so old. Okay, well maybe we're so.
You look like her best.
Oh yeah, you told me.
You guys have a similar vibe.
Yeah, my husband told me that.
Yeah,
that
she's
you
cool
look
though.
like
I like her. She's really cool.
Thank you. I'll take the compliment. I'm so.
Please,
I'm so.
If she ever
honored.
sees this, let her know we want to hang out.
Her character is so lovely.
She's awesome. She's
The famous Uyong-woo. So as one of a huge fan of that series, I saw many people are uploading the reaction films about videos of Uyong-woo, but today I want to try some of the wrap up things to talk about what's the real charm of Uyong-woo and why. I was so surprised that so many foreign viewers, they are obsessed with the Uyong-woo.
Yeah.
So as a person who lived up in the States for a long time and I'm pop culture expert, so course. So what do you see? What do you see that what makes the Uyong-woo so special even for foreign viewers?
So I was born in the U.S. and I grew up in the U.S. I only came to Korea around like 5 years ago. I was originally into a lot of Korean stuff, so the reason why I found out that Uyong-woo was interesting to other people was when I was visiting the States and I was seeing my friends who are not Korean, right? They would be like, yo, I'm watching Uyong-woo and I'm getting all the feels, right? And I was like, oh.
Really?
I was like, oh wow, because I was watching it and I was feeling that way too, but I didn't want to say anything because I was, I just watched it. I was like, oh, this is making me, you feel a lot of stuff when, and I was like, oh, it's not because I'm Korean, it's something else, right? And that's kind of when I realized that there was a broader something that's happening there, not just for Koreans. So interested, like I asked some of my friends, like, why do you think it's so good? And they're just like, I don't know, it just makes me feel a lot of feelings. It's like, okay, cool.
Yes, it's a whole pack. It's a whole pack of romance and and social equality and many things. So
yeah, I think that like each episode she kind of tackles some kind of social issue that's happening in Korea. But I also think those are social issues that are happening all over the world, I also think that the writing she writes as like closely to what's common to humans as possible. I think like there's not a celebrity or rich person or whatever person in the world who they're not like, oh, every one of them is like, when I make it, what do you want to do? They're like, I'm gonna buy my mom a house. Like pretty consistently you hear that, right? Like doesn't matter if they're US or Korean or German, everyone's kind of like, yo, I'm gonna buy my mom a house, right?
It's kind of universal feelings for children. Yeah.
So I think that's just a human commonality, and I think she really kind of does that really well.
Yeah, we both totally agree with the writer, the scripter. She is the genius. She is really, really genius. He said he never saw much like this well-needed scripts and then logics in between the lines, and then regarding those barriers and hardships to deal with and to talk about this topic, I think tremendous efforts and then deep thoughts about this topic could be underlined from the first place of the writing scripts. So that in that sense, I really, really admire and appreciate her efforts on this this TV series.
Couple times throughout the series where I was like, oh my god, the writing is just word for word. One of the first ones was when she was telling her boyfriend like why I can't see you anymore, right? And she was just like, I can't see you because I'm afraid that I'm gonna make you lonely. I'm really curious like what white people or non-Korean people, how they feel, because like Korean people kind of understand that, right? You're like, oh, yeah, you know, it's like a give and take, so
what do you think? So the foreign viewers, they also understood the total meaning of why Uyoung chose to break up with her boyfriend, because she can make.
That's a good question. The thing is that I was in the U.S. when Uyoung started, right?
So curious,
and then halfway I came back to Korea, and so I haven't talked to my friends. Only they might text and be like, "Yo, I'm watching Uyoung and I'm getting all the feels," and I'm like, "Word, really? But you're white. You understand this shit?" So I'm actually curious too. What parts of Uyoung made them feel stuff and. I thought that was a very Asian sentiment, right? It's like I'm so caught up in myself, right? I'm afraid that this relationship is not fair to you. And I guess in English that's how people would say it, but I feel like that's less likely to happen with Western people, right? There's just kind of like, yo, this is what I got going on, right? If you want to come in,
direct.
right,
Direct.
This
so
is
straightforward.
Yeah, this is what I got going on. If you want to come in on this, come in. If not, you know, that's what it is. You know, as opposed to like me being like, look, I got so much that I'm afraid that it's gonna hurt you. You know, that's the next level of consideration on other people that I just don't see as often in the U.S. or amongst Western people, but I think some of the times when I do, I'm like, oh, this is above countries or stuff like that, or cultures. Like when she's talking about the North Korean mom, she goes to the judge and she's like,
so heartbreaking.
dude, you have to, she's like, you have to let her go. And he's like, why? Like, what reason? And she's just like, because she's a great mother, but that doesn't, it's not good, great is not good enough word. She's an outstanding mother. It's, and I think it's lines like that, you're like, oh, that's, she's not even trying to go for an international audience. She's just writing what is just basically human, right? And I think because she consistently does that, you are able to reach, you know, it doesn't matter what country you're from, you just, oh, that's a human trait, you know. And then the last line, when she goes to her mom, and she's like, look, she was building up to that one line. She's just like, you don't, but the line is, you may not have been a great mom to me, but you can still be a great mom to him. And I was just like, oh my God, that is,
I feel like I got a shot.
Yeah, in the heart.
Right.
Yep.
Oh my, and then, you know, as you said, the whole building up, the process that she's done. It's so heartbreaking, and then, oh my, and then the counterpartner, the mom, the Jin-kyung, and I like her so much. Her act so marvelous, and then, and then the actress Park Eun-bin, needless to say, her acting and her efforts to that character was so flawless, and then. But as I said, I totally agree with you. The first reason that we came up with the success, the reason of success, the factors of this TV series could be well-knitted, written scripts.
I just, not only is she like a socially conscious person, right? But I think she knows when to deliver a punchline. She'll wait. She's like a fighter, right? She sets you up. You're like coming in, and then right when you're like, oh, she's like, bam, and you're like, oh.
So, all right. So it's so sudden, but we talked about the Uyoung, and then I think it's really the era of K culture has come. So we celebrate for good and Thank you for your valuable ideas and sharing thoughts.
Oh, yeah,
All right,
my pleasure.
we're talking about more about Suriname in next episode.